Hello, Algebra 2 students. This is Lesson 18. Our objective for today is how do you solve ratio word problems and similar triangles? Let's start off with this, solving ratio word problems. In order to do that, you have to be able to know what these two words mean. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. Think of like 3/4 or 7/8 or x over y, comparing two numbers by division. Sometimes we also write these as like 3, 2, 4, maybe 3:4. All three of these things mean the exact same thing. And then a proportion is an equation stating two ratios, which we just talked about, are equivalent or equal. So like saying 2 over 3 is equal to 4 over 6. This is a proportion. Most of the time we see something more like this that has a variable in it. X over 2 is equal to 5 over 30. So we're going to work with some word problems that deal with ratios. So this is example 18.1 from your book. You can read through their example or you can listen to mine. Here we go. It says the ratio of Arabians to mixed breeds in a herd was 2 to 17. If there were 380 horses in the herd, how many were Arabians? So this is the kind of information we have right down here. There's 2 Arabians for every 17 in the herd. So there's 2 Arabians for every 17 mixed breeds, which would mean this would kind of be a total of 19. I just got the 19 by saying 2 plus 17 is 19. So from these three things here, we can get several different equations. Let's just write those out real quick. So we can say 2 over 17 would equal to the Arabians over the mixed. We'd have this equation that 2 over 19 is equal to the Arabians over the total. We also have 17 over 19 is equal to the mix over the total. And of course we'd also have 3 more if you want to just do the reciprocal of both sides, like 17 over 2 is equal to the mixed number over the Arabian number. But they'd kind of be the same thing as these, so we'll just deal with these 3. So now that we have these, let's look and see what information we have. Well, notice it says if there were this many horses in the herd. So that 380 says horses in the herd, which would be referring to the total amount. So I know I'm not going to be needing this one because, again, I'm going to need one that has a total in it. It says how many were Arabians. So I'm looking for something that has Arabians and the total amount. So that means I'm not going to need this one. I'm going to want to use this equation. So let's go ahead and pull that over here. And let's say I have 2 Arabians for every 19 horses. So it's going to equal the number of Arabians over the total, which we happen to know is 380. So then to solve this, we will just cross multiply and then divide. So let's say 2 times 380. I'm just going to write this out. 2 times 380 is equal to 19 times A. So that means 760 is equal to 19A. So dividing by 19, I would get A is equal to 40. So I would say there are 40 Arabians in the herd. Remember, word problem means word answer. Alright, so now that we've kind of mastered those word problems into equations, now let's talk about similar triangles. First of all, when we say similar, it means that all the angles in the triangle have angles. Let me rephrase that. If we have 2 triangles and they have angles that are the same in each of them, and we use those little arc marks if you remember back to geometry. So this angle is the same as this angle, the same as that angle, and this one's the same as this one, the same as this one. Sorry, this one's the same as this one, the same as that one, and this one's the same as that one, which is the same as that one. We say these triangles are similar. Notice they're not the same size, but they're the same shape. We would still say they're similar even if they are the same size, but they don't have to be. Corresponding sides means that the side opposite the angle that's the same would be the corresponding side. So see how this angle is the same in all three of these? These sides I've highlighted in red would be what we call the corresponding sides. So this is kind of that red angle here. All those red angles are the same. Likewise, we could do this black angle are the same in all three of them. So that means these sides would correspond to each other. We call them corresponding sides. And then maybe if we want to do this last angle in yellow, all these angles are the same. So that means these sides would be corresponding sides. And whenever we have similar triangles, we say that their corresponding sides are proportional. Corresponding sides are proportional. Let's just illustrate that real quick with, let's look at this first one, triangle A and triangle B. Let's take the red side divided by the yellow side. That would be 3 over 4. And let's look at triangle B, which would be the red side, 6 over 8. Are these two really the same? Well, yes, because we realized that if we divided this by 2 and this by 2, we would just get 3/4 is equal to 3/4. So yes, those are actually true. So corresponding sides are what we call proportional, because we can make a proportion out of them and they'd be equal. Okay. Now let's talk about a scale factor. A scale factor depends on what direction you're going. So if I'm going from A to B, it would be different than if I'm going from B to A. But pretty much what a scale factor is means what number can I multiply this side by to get that side. So if I was going from A to B, I'd think 3 times what would give me 6? Well, 3 times 2 would give me 6. And if these are actually similar, which they are, that same scale factor would work for each one of them. So think about from A to B, if that scale factor is 2, I could multiply 4 by 2 and I should get 8, which I do. And 5 by 2 would give me 10. So these ones here are what we call similar, and the scale factor from A to B is 2. What if I switched it and said, what if I was going from B to A? Meaning I'm starting with 6, what would I have to multiply 6 by to get 3? Well, 6 times 1/2. 6 times 1/2 would give me 3. Likewise, 10 times 1/2 would give me 5, 8 times 1/2 would give me 4. So scale factor from B to A is 1/2. So be careful, pay attention to which direction you're going. A little bit more tricky one would be, okay, what if I was going from A to C, just because this one has weird sides. And it's almost hard if you compare the red ones, but look about the black sides. 5 times what would give me 25 over 3? Well, I realized 5 times 5 would give me 25. So I just need to divide it by 3, so then my scale factor for this is actually going to be 5 over 3. If you want to check the other ones, what is 3 times 5 over 3? Well, it would be 15 over 3, which would just give me 5. 4 times 5 over 3 would be 20 over 3, which gives me that one. So the scale factor there, sure enough, is 5 over 3. So let's see if we can use that, or use what we just learned there about similar triangles to find these missing side lengths, which is actually practice C. So let's find the value of A and B. Here's A, here's B. So I know these two triangles are similar. How do I know that? This angle is the same as that one. This one's the same as that one, and this one's the same as that one. So that means this side length corresponds to this one corresponds to this one, and this one corresponds to this one. So what I want to start off with, I want to start off looking at the ones that have numbers in both cases. So I'm going to look at the yellow ones. Notice that there's a 4 and a 9. So I'm thinking 4 times what will give me 9? Well, if I wanted to solve it, I could just set up a little equation and say 4 times something will equal to 9. So divide both sides by 4. So that means that x, or my scale factor, would be 9 over 4. So now that I know what my scale factor is, I'm going to use that same scale factor to find my missing parts. So let's see if we can find that a. So I know 5 times my scale factor, which is 9 over 4, should give me a. So what is that going to be? It's going to be 45 over 4. So this is my a. Do the same idea there with the blue ones to find b. 6 times 9 over 4. 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. That's going to give me 27 over 2, and that is going to be my b. I hope that made sense. If not, go back and watch it again, see if you can figure it out. Your homework for this assignment starts on page 93. You're doing 1 through 20 all. And you don't have to do any more. That's just what you get to do. Good luck. I'll see you in class.